Hey guys, it's Misty Eyez, and I'm here with Queens of the Week, and this week it's my topic, and I got this topic from one of my girlfriends. I was on her Facebook page, and she was ranting and raving. I guess she was talking to somebody at a club, and he thought she wanted to be a woman, and she's just a man in a dress. It's very, very confusing. But it led me to the topic of drag queen stereotypes. By the way, I am deeply apologize. This video is very late. I went to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights with 3 other girls last weekend, and my intention was to record all together and do like a big, I figured this would be a great topic to have guest stars, and long story short, that didn't happen. But I am doing this topic anyway, and it is my topic, and I think it's a good one. I found this topic on a friend of mine's Facebook page. I guess she got into an argument with a customer in a club, and he thought she wanted to be a woman and said all drag queens want to be women, and she's like, I know I don't. It's very confusing. But anyways, so let's talk about drag queen stereotypes. All drag queens want to be women. All drag queens are extremely effeminate or non-masculine. All drag queens are drug addicts and or drunks. All drag queens are super bitchy assholes. All drag queens are kleptomaniacs, which means they steal. Alright, so number 1, all drag queens want to be women. That is absolutely not true. Yes, some do. I think that some drag queens start off in drag and definitely use it as a filter or a go-to to test the waters of transgenderism or transsexualism. They want to be women, some of them, and therefore they use drag to dress up and experience it to see if this is what they really want and how the public reacts to them. But generally speaking, no, absolutely not. I would say most drag queens are men that just do drag for entertainment. So no, that is very false. In my opinion, most people I know, it's very false. But yes, there are definitely transgendered and transsexuals that do drag. Drag queens are extremely effeminate or non-masculine. For the most part, I would say that drag queens tend to be effeminate, but the most effeminate flaming homos that I see are not in drag. Usually they have beards and run around as masculine men. But some drag queens are effeminate, but I know some drag queens, like, not to say any names, but here in South Florida we have Charlie's Angel and Sapphire the Sweet Cordoza, for example. They're very macho butch guys that do drag, and they are comfortable embracing their masculinity and their stage presence as well. Most people would not know that they're drag queens if they didn't see them in drag. So no, that is false. Not all drag queens are effeminate. Some are, yes. Drag queens are drug addicts and or drunks. That's a stereotype that I thought was true when I first started doing drag. All the drag shows I would go to, all the drag queens I saw were drunk. In Miami, South Beach, I saw a couple drag queens falling off the stage. And that's just something that I definitely didn't want to do when I started doing drag. But no, not all of them are drunks and not all of them are drug addicts. Some drag queens, I know several drag queens in Fort Lauderdale that have never done drugs ever. But there are definitely there are definite drag queens that have to be high or have to be drunk to perform, but that's not the case for everybody. Drag queens are super bitchy assholes. No, not all drag queens are super bitchy or even assholes. Yeah, of course there are some. Some of them just do it on stage for fun, but aren't really bitchy in real life. But yeah, some of them I know are just very bitter and shady and jaded in real life all the time. So that's another one that I can see where they're coming from. And drag queens are kleptomaniacs. This one, I think, I definitely know some drag queens that steal everything from deodorant to toothpaste to wigs to everything. I mean, yes, I definitely know where the stereotype comes from. I think the stereotype comes from really, really big cities, especially like New York. For example, where they barely pay the drag queens and it's really expensive to do drag. And if you're not getting paid, how do you buy stuff? You know? So I think in cities like that, or even girls that are trying to make it as drag and yet haven't even gotten booked, are much more apt to go out and get the 5-finger discount. That's why we get words like mop. Girl, I mopped that. I grew up in the church, so I personally have never... I freak out. Like if I remember I once stole a candy bar when I was little. My mom made me take it back into the store half eaten and give it back. I don't know, one time I was stealing something, I was trying to steal something, I don't remember when, where, why, but I think it was in high school, and I started shaking, like, I couldn't do it. So, those are my touching on the topic. But that was a very late video, and I apologize. With Misty Eyez, loving you, Zizi, Queens of the Week.